Yeah, I normally tell myself I'm alone, so no pressure. I'll fold the clothes tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes. I'm still alone. I'll fold them next week. I'm still alone. If they're on my bed, I'm like, excuse me, clothes. Move a little bit. Kindly, I need to sleep. Talk about living alone chronicles. Living alone, well, it has its good part, but today I just want to talk about the bad part before I get to the good parts, because the good parts can also be good. It is what's up? Let me have a seat. Oh God, this Dera is wearing me. This Dera is wearing me. Oh yeah. Then I come closer, closer. Come closer, closer. But I just can't wait. Hi guys. So I've realized most of the time when I'm shooting, uh, or most of the time when I start shooting, I'm usually on an empty stomach most of the time. Most of the time. So it's like, how about I try and like when I'm hungry, I just shoot while eating. So here I am. And by the way, these are sweet potatoes. These are sweet potatoes. Today I woke up with a lot of energy and I was like, let me go to the shop and get some sweet potatoes, then come back and make a video of like spend a day with me or spend a morning with me. Hey, clearly things backfired. Things backfired. So I was like, let me just eat my sweet potatoes. I really hope they are sweet. I was like, mm, mm. What it is? What's up? Mm, 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 mm. I love sweet potatoes. I love sweet potatoes. Anyway, mm, just a minute. Well, I don't want to be choked here. Sitaki ninyongwe hapa nianguke. Ati niambie, mtaambia nini watu? Ati nilikuwa nakula sweet potatoes nikanyongwa. Mm. We cannot have sweet potatoes choking me this early morning. We cannot afford that. So guys, anyway, tell me why. First, let me swallow. I take a lot of time to swallow my food. Now I know this will be might sound disgusting, but I've had I don't know whether it's a problem or I take a lot of time to swallow my food. Like when I was a kid, I used to store food in my mouth for like minutes until it becomes water. And since then, I'm a slow eater because I take a lot of time to swallow things. Anyway, guys, did I welcome? I don't know whether I welcome you anyway. If you're new here, kindly do not forget to subscribe. And to all my returning subbies, hi guys! Returning subscribers, welcome back. So, now tell me, guys, this is for the single people. I'm talking to the single people living alone. Now, I love living alone. Let me just put that out there. I enjoy living alone. I like the privacy. Just living alone just gives me a lot of, I just enjoy living alone. Let me just say that. But tell me why. I have lived alone for the longest time, but there are things that I still find difficult to do when I'm alone, like compared to when I used to stay with my parents. Like there are things that, as a single person or as someone living alone, there are things that I have still not, I've not really gotten used to. For example, deciding what to eat. Oh God. Deciding what to eat. I don't know if I'm the only one that goes through these things. I don't know if you can relate to this. I do not know. But to me, when it comes to deciding what to cook or what to eat, especially in the evening for supper, oh God. Actually, I remember when I used to go to work, and I'm coming home from work at around 5 or whatever time I was coming back from work. And every time, like from the time I leave the place that I used to work until I get to my place, let me tell you, yani nilikuwa natoka job, nikifikiria, like on my way home from work, I'm just thinking of what am I going to have for supper? What am I going to eat for supper? Because the market, like I really want to get to the house and not have to leave again to go looking for food. So I want to leave my work and then I just come to my house. I know I pass by the market, I get something to eat or to cook, then I come to my house. But since I cannot decide, like, do you have those moments when the body is hungry or you know very well that you need to cook something, but you don't even know what you want to cook? The body is hungry, but it does not even know what it wants to eat. Like, I normally, yani nakuanga natesekanga. Yani, I normally find myself in the days, even the nights I even sleep without eating. Like a whole night without eating, sorry. Reason being, I could not decide what to cook. I don't know what to cook. You know, good thing with being at home, food is just made for you, you know? Either your mom is going to decide what is going to be made, or maybe the house manager, just food was always there. Every time you could just find food. So you did not have like time to think about what I'm going to eat for dinner, what I'm going to eat for lunch, what I'm going to have for breakfast. Everything was there. But since I started living alone, I thought it was going to be easy, or rather easier, but work, deciding what to eat, guys, to me, it's usually ni kizungumkuti. It's usually very tricky. Very tricky. And like I said, most of the time I just sleep without eating and I'm like, you know what? We shall decide later. Kesi badai. Another thing, this is for ladies, mostly ladies. I'm saying ladies because they're the ones that can relate to this. If you don't like sweet potatoes, what do you like? Since I'm shooting, I'm trying to swallow faster, but it's becoming difficult. But hey guys, before I even continue, do you know there's this colleague I used to work with, and she was telling me she cannot have her sweet potatoes without salt.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Now, I just respect the way people live. So I'm not going to say that I judged her, but she was like, she cannot take sweet potatoes without salt. And I'm like, so what's the point of the word sweet potato? Like, it's supposed to be sweet, right? So why are you adding salt? But anyway, for her, she cannot take sweet potatoes without salt, which is okay. Her life, her choice. Anyway, guys, back to my difficulties of living alone. Number 2, this is for ladies mostly because I am sure we normally go through this a lot. Now, let's say you have a dress or a jumpsuit or a romper or just any type of outfit that has a zipper at the back. And you're just alone in the house. And somehow the zipper is not the loose one, it's a bit firm. So you have to apply a lot of effort to like zip it. And you cannot. Do you know how frustrating it is to try and zip yourself and it's not working? Yani unajaribu kujifunga zipper lakini imekata. Like most of the times, I normally have a conversation with my zipper. Literally, like I'm just talking to it because now my hands are short. So I can't really get my hands at the back at the back to zip myself. So literally I have a conversation with my zipper. I'm like, come on, you're frustrating me. Can you relax? I normally lose it. I'm like, come on, relax. Just can you zip? So most of the time what I normally do, I stand outside my gate. Yes, I literally go outside my gate. I stand outside my gate. I wait to see maybe a lady passing by, a female gender. I wait for someone passing by and then I ask them to zip me.
God have mercy upon us.
Which sometimes can be so embarrassing because I'm like, oh God. Like I just came outside here to wait for someone to come and zip me. What do you think? Sometimes I even just take a scarf. Oh God. Sometimes I even take a scarf. I just put it on my shoulder. I just wrap it around my shoulder. That way, at least it can cover this part where there's a zipper. Then I go to the shop and then ask the shopkeeper if it's a lady to zip me. Like what? Like what? What? No. Yeah. I thought there are things that I was going to get used to doing. I don't know, maybe if you guys have hacks on how to go about these things, maybe you can share in the comment section, or maybe if you've experienced such kind of things, maybe you can just engage with me in the comment section and tell me what you do when sometimes you get frustrated by just things that happen when you're living alone. Because for me, there are times I'm like, oh God, I need to just go back home. I literally want to go back home. Another thing is this is for short people like myself. Now, let me tell you guys, in my house, I always have a stool in the house. If it's not a stool, just something that I can step on when I want to get something from the high shelves. Yes. I always have to have a stool because if I don't have a stool, how am I going to get to reach for my plates up there? For my blender up there? How am I going to do so? Oh God. The height is not heighting. So I always have to have a stool in the house. Or if my friend is around and he or she is taller than me, then I use them. But until then, short people syndrome is a struggle. It's not easy. It's not. I think I've realized with like me, I'm using myself because as an example, like me, I'm a lady, right? And there are things that really scare me in the house, especially insects. Insects, just any type of animals that I see in my house, they just scare me. Now, let me tell you, believe it or not, right now in my house, I have two lizards. And it's the fact that they don't even hide themselves. Normally, I see them at night. And also, initially, it was one. It was just one. So I was like, I can live with one. I mean, it's just one lizard. I can just assume it. And if anything, I just see it at night. So I'm normally like, okay, I used to be like, it's just one. So I can assume that. Until I think the mother gave birth to the child because one is big and another one is small. Moja ni kubwa ingine ni ndogo. So I want to believe that maybe it's a child and a mom. I don't know. Do lizards give birth? I don't know. I think I have to do research. Do they give birth or something? They have to be giving birth, right? Right? I know, right? Yeah. I think they give birth. They should be giving birth because how else are we going to get the smaller lizards? Oh my God. Yeah. So initially it was one lizard and I was like, you know what? I can live with this. Right now there are two lizards. And it's a fact that they walk rent-free and they're just showing themselves around especially at night. They're just walking with a lot of pride around my house. They're just everywhere. And God forbid I ever get them in my bed. Because if I get them in my bed, that's it. It's a wrap. Now, where it becomes difficult is the fact that I cannot get rid of them because I'm scared. The skin of a lizard alone. And the eyes. I even realized they have some very, very funny eyes. Very, I don't know, black, funny eyes. And the skin. And that really scares me a lot. So I cannot even get rid of them. The other day, not even the other day, most of the time when it's raining, around here where I stay, there are snails. I don't know whether it's normally everywhere when it rains, but where I stay, there are usually snails when it's raining. So the days I just come to the house and I see a snail. You know a snail, guys. The skin, the snail, that mucus thing. Oh, God. And it's the fact that being alone, I have to get rid of that snail, whether I like it or not. For the lizards, I'm not used to it. For the snail, that is where it gets difficult. That is where it gets messy. That is where I'm like, oh my God. Like I'm the one to get rid of this snail. It's never easy. It's never easy. Yeah. The fact that I have to get rid of snails and the fact that I have to do it in a very brutal way, it's really disturbing. It can really be disturbing. Sometimes I just have to fetch it and just throw it outside. Anyway, we have to do it because who else is coming to do it for us? No one. Another thing is the fact that living alone, I tend to procrastinate a lot. Now, procrastination, I've come to realize sometimes it can be good and sometimes it can be bad. So for me, I'm talking in the case where it can be bad. Like most of the times, let's say I get my clothes from the hanging line, from the clothesline, and then I just come and place them somewhere. I've not folded them. Or maybe I have my shoes somewhere, they're just everywhere. I've not even arranged them. Now, because I'm alone and I know no one is going to push me, you know, at home, your mom is like, you've not done this. Like, you normally feel like at home you have to do it. But while living alone, I'm normally like, si I'm alone. Nakuanga tu zile za si niko peke yangu. Nani ananisumbua? Yeah, I normally tell myself I'm alone, so no pressure. I'll fold the clothes tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes. I'm still alone. I'll fold them next week. I'm still alone. If they're on my bed, I'm like, excuse me, clothes. Move a little bit. Kindly, I need to sleep. I'll fold you guys tomorrow. And it's usually tomorrow until now the body feels like, okay, now it's today. It's today. So when I'm alone, sometimes I just tend to procrastinate a lot because I'm like, no one is, I'm alone. I'm alone. Who is to tell me anything? No one. No one. So my clothes are there, my shoes are there, and I'm like, yo, I'll see you when I see you. And yeah. And so, and another thing is the fact that when you've left something, let's say, for example, you've left your clothes again. I'm going to use clothes as an example because, I'm just going to use clothes. Now, let's say, for example, you cleaned your clothes yesterday or you washed your clothes. Let's say you washed your clothes yesterday and you hung them and probably it starts raining. Now, the fact that you're alone is if you're at work, if you're in town, if you're just not around your place or you're not in the house and then it starts raining, no one is going to help you get those clothes off the hanging line. They are going to wait for you. If it's in the house, you left your cup somewhere in the sitting room. You didn't take it to the kitchen, or your dirty plates are in your bedroom. You've not taken them to the kitchen. The fact that no one is going to do that for you, like where you left your cup is where you're going to find it. If you left your cup under the bed, that is where you're going to get it. If you left your shoes in the kitchen sink, that is where you're going to get it. If you left your clothes outside to be rained on, that is where you're going to get them. So especially during rainy seasons, it can really be frustrating because maybe you cleaned the clothes and during the day it was a bit sunny. So you are like, let me just use this sun to dry these clothes before evening. But then when you come back in the evening, your clothes, they are rained on. They are still wet. So do you even have clothes for tomorrow? Probably not. I don't think you have them. I don't have clothes for tomorrow. So what do you do? Either the things you do anyway. I don't know what you normally do. So you do what you normally do. You do what you normally do. So, and you know another thing about living alone is there's some chores you don't like doing. You know? For instance, I don't like cleaning. I am not a fan of utensils. I'm not a fan of doing my dishes at all. But the fact that you're alone, no one is going to do them for you. Who's going to do them for you? So there are chores you don't like doing, that you're not a fan of doing, that people don't like washing clothes. Like I have a friend who she's not a fan of like doing laundry. There are people who don't like cleaning the house. They would rather clean the utensils. You know, such kind of chores. So whether you enjoy them or not, you have to do them. Because you're alone, who is coming to do them for you? Now, I am not talking to the people. I'm not talking to the people that can afford to hire someone to come and do the cleaning for them. I'm talking about the ordinary mwananchi, the ordinary person, the person that cannot afford or does not like her chores to be done by other people. So, you know, it can be really difficult, but you have to do them. You have to do the chores. If it's utensils, like for me, I dread washing utensils. I do not like it. I can cook a meal, a very proper meal, very delicious meal. But when it comes to utensils, I'm like, geez, if it's not the bridge that I said I'll cross when I get there, so we're here. The utensils are here. So most of the time what I normally do, the hack that I have come to adapt and which I can maybe share with you guys. You see, when you're cooking, make sure the things you're going to use while cooking, you clean them. Like while you're cooking, if you use maybe a spoon, clean that spoon, return it where it was. If it's a plate you've used, just clean it there and then. Don't leave them in the sink. Then you'll wash them tomorrow. Because then you might end up waking up tomorrow morning and you don't feel like cleaning the utensils. So what I normally do, if I'm maybe making some, let's say some meat, the only thing I make sure I am left with after I am done cooking is the sufuria that I have used, the lid that I've used to cover the sufuria with, and only that. If it's the mwiko, the mwiko that I used to cook, I make sure I wash it. If it's a plate I used, I wash it. If it's a spoon, I wash it. So then once I'm done cooking, the plate that I use, the one plate that I've used for myself, once I'm done using it, I clean it, then I return it where it was, then I'm only left with the sufuria. So tomorrow, if I'm done with my food, the only thing that I'm left with is the sufuria. Talk about living alone chronicles. Living alone, well, it has its good part, but today I just want to talk about the bad part before I get to the good parts, because the good parts can also be good. So, yeah, so far, those are some of the things that I have really noticed that I thought I was going to get used to doing them. Like I thought living alone, they were going to be easier, but it gets harder each and every day. And like I said, guys, if you have maybe something I've not mentioned and you're going through it when you're living alone, kindly again share on the comment section. And yeah, let's help one another. And if you have hacks of anything that I've said, kindly just share it again. Just share. We need to help one another. Single people and living alone, we need to help one another. We need to help one another. We need to help one another. And I'm talking about more of living alone, not single, because you can be single but you're living with your parents or your friends, your relatives. I'm talking about the person that lives alone and does their own things alone. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. I think I'll go finish up on these sweet potatoes, though I feel like I'm beginning to get full. Again, guys, if you don't subscribe to my channel, I don't really know what you're waiting for. Again, and I'm using again a lot. Huh? I'm using again a lot, but kindly just consider subscribing. Yeah, just do so. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.